Hey, beautiful souls. Hope this finds you well. So, my last video, one of the things that I mentioned in there was the door cleanse. So let's get into that in more detail. Also, I want to thank you all so very much for all your kind of comments, your interactions on the videos. That's what it's all about. It's kind of stirring up for and kind of nourishing that, and we grow together. I don't always find the time to get back to each and every one of you, but I read all of what you share. So door cleanse, I come across this some time ago, and historically it's something that I have done on Samhain. Those of you that are unfamiliar with Samhain or Samhain, it is All Hallowed Eve, Halloween. And the reason being is that in the old calendar, it is the beginning of a new cycle of time. It is the beginning of the Celtic year. It is, for me, energetically, and that's what I kind of want to work with, is the ebbs and flows, doing all the work that I do, all anchored in growth, nurturing growth in people and nurturing growth in the land and self-sufficiency and growing our own food. It's about kind of working with those natural rhythms of time. Some of you may know the approach that I have with seeds. Sowing seeds on around a full moon, because the germination rate is increased. There's a science, and my hand on my heart, I've never seen so much healthy germination that imprints that seed and that plant for the rest of its life. You're talking about a garden that absolutely thrives within my experience. So those natural gateways, those natural doorways of time are very kind of natural to me. So if we look at Samhain, Old Hallowed Eve, is what you've got is you're just about to tip into the darkest part of the year here in the UK. That could be where you are geographically different. Okay, so it's about working with those natural rhythms of tides and cycles within your natural geographics. For us here in the UK, it is beginning to become the darkest part of the year. So I look at that as a pause. All right, it's a pause in time. The days are really short. It's the inner journey rather than being out, and right now in the height of summer here, I'm out growing that food, nurturing that, harvesting all that. It's a lot of outer action. I'm out there in the outer world, but as we move into the winter, we move inwardly. It's a time of pause and rest and rejuvenation. So to cleanse your space, your hearth, your home and your door completely makes sense to me. It's something I've also done on New Year's Day, very early in the morning at first light. And I say very early, it's not as early as it would be in the height of summer. Height of summer, it would be before 4 a.m. in the winter around 8 on New Year's Day, and I've performed this door cleanse. That's giving you the mechanics. I always say that I never do magic lightheartedly. I never do it on a whim. It's something that I feel myself into and understand the intention with it and behind it, because that is what brings it alive, and also to make sure it's aligned and the innate are behind it, as if they've checked it off and they've signed it off. And also my own my own kind of heart, am I aligned with this, and it's always about growth, it's always about healing, and there's there's your intention. That gives you an understanding, there is a complete mechanics to magic. I think when we are fully behind it and we're feeling it in our hearts and we're feeling energized and motivated and passionate about that, that already has a life of itself, is already taking shape, it's already starting to be activated and primed and alive. So here is how that comes about. So door cleanse, I recently felt the urge to do it. I felt really like driven to do it, and normally I would do it on All Hallowed Eve, because the other thing about that is everything's dropping away, so it's a bit like the waning moon cycle. All the energy is falling away, so perfect time to kind of cut the old wood and the dross, all of what is falling away, to kind of get behind that. Same again on New Year, is like, we're saying goodbye to the old and we're welcoming in the new. So what I would do is I would get to work, I would look at, is there anything that needs decluttering around me, and I kind of now in life, tend to be very aware of that, and I don't build that up. Going back, it's like, oh my God, that's old. Now it is about kind of being very aware that what you bring in and what you let go of. So declutter, then it would be a case of, mopping the floors, hoovering, then filling the space with Palo Santo or sage. Some of you will know of my lovely good friend, Elaine from Pure Ground Flowers. I will put a link in this video over on Instagram, and I cannot recommend her bundles enough. The reason why I absolutely love them for the work of this ilk is the way that she weaves them together. They're woven with heart, they're used in a traditional, or worked in a traditional way, but the intention they carry with the herbs and flowers that she uses brings about another dimension to that working, to that rite, and to that magic, and it is a big part of it, because what you're doing is you're kind of breaking up any energy in the environment. You're kind of you're bathing it, purging it. The other good one to use is Palo Santo, or those beautiful sage sticks. And it just gets into all the nooks and crannies. So I fill the house with smoke, I open up the windows, I open up the doors, then I take a bucket. Okay, so I take a bucket, I will cut up 3 lemons, I will grate some ginger, I will cut up an onion, I will take 3 cloves of garlic, I crush it, I'll put some rosemary in there, and I'll put some tea tree in there, and I'll put some lavender oil in there, in some really hot water. I will put some sea salt in there as well, natural coarse sea salt, and I will allow that to steep for 10 minutes. I give it 3 big stirs, and all of that's infused. The oils as well, you'll start to smell them. And then I clean the door. Okay, clean the door on the inside, out to the outside. I will clean the mantle. I will clear the door frame. Okay, and that smoke is now kind of, just doing its job in the house. And then I kind of stand back and I take a single candle. Sometimes I've charged those candles, but I'm going to keep this very, very simple. I take a single white candle and I place it very safely on a dish, bowl, candle holder, very safely in my doorway. And I stand there, and these are the words that I recite. Blow out the old, blow in the new. And really feel that. Really connect with those words. Blow out the old, blow in the new. blow out the false, blow in the true. I am reinforcing my boundary of light. This is my sacred right. By the power of 3 times 3, this is my will, so may it be. Blow out the old, blow in the new, blow out the false, blow in the true. I am reinforcing my boundary of light. This is my sacred right, so may it be. Blow out the old, blow in the new, blow out the false, blow in the true. I am reinforcing my boundary of light. This is my sacred right, so may it be. By the power of 3 times 3. And then I light that candle. So if we kind of looking at blow out the old, blow in the new, blow out the false, and that is really, really powerful intention. Really powerful intention, guys. Blow out the false, blow in the true. I am reinforcing my boundary of light. This is my sacred right. By the power of 3 times 3, this is my will, so may it be. You know, you when you kind of listen to that, you'll find a rhythm and a flow to it, you know, and you can say it 3 times, and the first time round is complete in its whole, which is blow out the old, blow in the new, blow out the false, blow in the true. I am reinforcing my boundary of light. This is my sacred right. By the power of 3 times 3. And then you can say the other two and always finish with by the power of 3 times 3. This is my will, so may it be. Yeah, and it will really anchor it. It will bring it to life. You know, with you closing with that statement, which is by the power of 3 times 3. This is my will, so may it be. And then you want to light that candle, and as you light that candle, you're just feeling an illumination. You're absolutely feeling as if that is been activated, and then if you kind of let that burn down very, very safely, with the intention that your doorway, okay, and your entrance hall is radiating that light. And when I say you can charge it up, another good friend of mine that some of you will know is Matt from Golden Glow Healing, and he taught me some time back, a few winters back, about kind of using crystal points, and you know how you can use those points in a inward or outward direction, and also again depending on the moon phase, but you can charge that candle with the points going in, and you can activate it. Go over to his page. I'll put a link on in Instagram as well, and you'll see a whole kind of wealth of knowledge and wisdom. He has some very, very good videos as well, but those crystal points charge that candle, and therefore they charge that intention, and it just literally does it. You know, for me, that space become like a force field of light, and I do not say that lightly. I really do not say that lightly. And then after several hours, you can either let that candle burn down, or you can blow out the candle, and then you would dismantle the wheel. One thing Matt taught me was to kind of click and remove one of the points and then remove it clockwise. I think that with magic it is instinctive and you'll find your own way. It's a bit like the words, is there's a couple of ways of weaving that together. Blow out the old, blow in the new, blow out the false, blow in the true. I am reinforcing my boundary of light. This is my sacred right. By the power of 3 times 3, this is my will, so may it be. Or you could blow out the old, blow in the new, blow out the false, blow in the true. I am reinforcing my boundary of right. This is my sacred right, and that's fine too. Or blow in the new, blow out the old, blow in the new, blow out the false, blow in the true. By the power of 3 times 3, I am reinforcing my boundary of light. This is my sacred right. Play around with that middle part in there to how it feels. For me, when you say by the power of 3 times 3, I'm reinforcing my boundary of light. This is my sacred right, so may it be. Holds a lot of kind of power and intention. And of course you say those words 3 times by the power of 3 times 3. It has momentum, and that's what we want, is rhythm and momentum. But you know what, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's just got to come from the heart. And you would shut your door, let that candle burn down. The other thing that you can weave into it is that with some of the oil that you've got, say like tea tree, which is really good because it's very cleansing, is you could trace with the oil a sigil or a symbol that holds strength and power and meaning to you. Don't just use any symbol, use a symbol that holds power and meaning to you. It may be as simple as putting a stop sign, tracing a stop sign, stop, with a filter of what comes in is true, that isn't false. What comes in is of good intention, of good heart. Magic is all about that intention and your personal experience kind of woven into it. Hope that makes sense. Any questions, place them in the comments. I will also place a link in there to Golden Glow and Pure Ground Flowers. And as I say, when your heart is aligned and you kind of bring those words together, so much shifts and moves. And for me, it's something I wouldn't normally do at this time of year, but I felt really nudged to do it. And actually, as the weeks went by, because it was a couple of weeks ago now, as the weeks have gone by, it makes complete sense to me to why I did. Very, very powerful stuff. Hope that helps. Those of you that say please do a door cleanse video. In that middle part there where we're playing around with the words, let that sit with you in what feels right. But you've got the bare bones of it there, blow out the old, blow in the true, blow out the false, blow out the old, blow in the new. See, I'm thinking about it. Blow out the false, blow in the true. By the power of 3 times 3, I'm reinforcing my boundary of light. This is my sacred right, so may it be. Take care, guys. Keep shining. Any questions, pop them below. And as always, a heartfelt pleasure.